my name's Grandad.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that. No.
We're about to do all the carcasses now, and so we're going to start off with a small one, just in case it goes wrong. So this is a bit of a practice one, but we'll see how it goes.
It's damage limitation, it's called. Yeah, so because it is quite pricey this, so we don't want to be wrecking it.
Yeah.
I've gone for a BB grade, stroke BB grade, which is paintable, and this is birch face ply. Not the cheapest out there, but we're really chuffed with the quality of it. So yeah, hopefully it's going to stand the test of time. So this can be painted, can't it? That's what.
Well, it's
sanded and
furniture.
painted. Yes,
furniture grade.
Yeah.
To be painted.
Yeah.
Because you've got the infills. So this is birch face ply. In this country, it's all birch, but in America, they call it Baltic.
All right. Yeah.
Baltic ply, I think, or Russian ply and stuff like that. Baltic ply. And the reason why I know that, I've been watching, what's that guy's name? Natural Workshop.
Natural Workshop, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic channel. So give him a look.
Yeah, and he was explaining the difference between the different plies.
Yeah.
So I think this is ply all the way. This is birch all the way through.
Right.
Every layer.
Right.
But check him out. It's worth doing it. Natural Workshop.
But going back to what the stuff we bought, although it has got these, I don't know what you call them.
Plasters.
Yeah, little plasters on them in areas. This is really, we're using this one for the first carcass because you're not going to see any of this because they're going to be in my drawers. But going back to the ply that we actually bought, you can hardly tell the difference between the good side and the bad side, or if there is a good side or a bad side. So
No.
it's been really.
They've all got
really
these
good.
marks on.
Yeah.
But on 3 of the boards, there was none of that on one side, and
yeah.
And on the other board, one more board, it's only got a few.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But because this is the trial one that we're going to use, we're going to use this bit of ply.
Yeah.
Because it's got more of these on.
Yes.
But just at the bottom, so you're not going to see them anyway.
Yeah.
So now I've got a choice whether do I want to paint the inside of the carcasses or do I want to stain and
I don't know.
oil them. So we'll see. We'll see when they're done.
You saw them make the carcass up before, this pattern template up before, so they were going to just sit this on. We know these are, this is a factory cut edge here, so we're going to run off that. So we'll just
we've already cut that down.
Yeah. So we'll just square that off on there.
Something else I heard as well, I just thought that I watched.
Yeah.
And I think it was the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes in 8x4 sheets,
yeah,
it's exterior grade. If it's a smaller sheet,
5x5 was it?
Yeah, something like that. It's interior. So it works out well for this. These were 8x4 sheets.
8x4 sheets. Yeah, yeah. I had to sell a kidney to get them.
Yeah, yeah. So they were with the VAT, nearly £100 a sheet.
Yeah, £84 plus VAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've brought 6 sheets and we'll see how much we can get out of them.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know.
Watch this space. Right, should we mark this up?
Yeah. Waffling on, waffling on.
Right. So.
Now it's a bit dark in here because it
You
is
haven't paid
daytime.
You haven't paid the gas but electric bill.
It is day, but it's a real overcast, rainy, horrible day. But if we put the lights on, there's too much flickering.
Yeah.
So to show you this bit, we're gonna do it in the dark.
Do it in the dark. Right, so what we're going to do, should we cut? That's going to be flipped over, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
cut one that way and then flip it.
We'll cut that straight down because that should be the
Yeah.
same height then, shouldn't it? All
Yeah.
the way down. Do I need to mark the end of that, do you think, to get it square at that end that way? Or should I just go off that line and that line and go straight down?
No, I'll square it up still, need.
A bit troublesome getting around there.
Just pull that piece of wood forward and you can move that. So we've got all the
Gear, no
top
idea.
top table. Yeah, all the gear, no idea. Well, no gear, no idea.
No idea. Happy medium now. I don't know whether I've got that right or not because I can't see in the dark.
Do you want to borrow my glasses? I can see perfect. Do you want to hold the camera and I?
2020 ready. The thickness of the ply is 18mm, which equates to about 3/4 of an inch.
Wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care. Cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no.
Measuring and then rechecking and remeasuring, just trying to make sure everything's square before we make this first cut.
Tell you that home. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too. I just
The cabinet height with this template works out at, I think, 770 high, 590 deep, which is around about 30.5 inches and about 23.25 deep. So the good sized cabinet bases. Yeah.
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 Okie doke.
can't let you go, yeah. I can't bear, I can't bear, I can't bear, yeah. I can't bear, I can't bear, yeah. You can't tell me to let go, baby, 'cause I love you,
Right, two sides,
Two sides. So we need a base now
base and two.
and two top strips. Yeah, so this stuff's got like a tape on the back. And you just iron it on. And it's just a birch veneer,
Yeah. Edge banding.
edge banding. This reminds me of doing woodwork at school. I've done loads of veneering at school.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't go to school.
Woodwork's my favourite subject.
We had a really late start this morning because Ailey's been on the internet googling how to use the iron. So, yeah, I think she might have mastered it now. Looking at this, there you go. That's the first time I've seen her use an iron. You're good at it though, aren't you?
Brilliant. Ironing wood. It's when it comes to a shirt. Wooden fabric I'm good at ironing.
Yeah. Well, shirts are fabric.
No.
I don't wear shirts.
Flat fabric.
Flat fabric.
Before it's been made into anything.
Alright, yeah. Alright, sheets.
Sliding a piece of wood across it as well helps to really push the glue flat and make it stick.
Right, so we've got to let that cool down now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Put that in a safe.
Well, that's one.
Yeah.
So that little ledge will be taken off in a bit.
This is the band cutter we're using, and it's you put it obviously that between the ply there, and then squeeze. And the idea is you can cut both sides at once, but we found it easier just by doing the top edge first and ignoring the bottom, just putting the pressure on the top, and then just following that line. It seems to.
Yeah. When I did it, you were trying to do both. I scraped in the wood. I was obviously putting too much pressure.
Yeah.
I couldn't sort of judge the pressure properly, so I found it a lot easier doing it that way, just on the top.
It's got direction arrows on it, so
You shouldn't go wrong.
Shouldn't go wrong. So yeah, you just press that edge up against your plywood and that on the top face of your plywood, and then just start it off on this edge here and just give it a bit of a pressure and just push. I'm just keeping pressure on my thumb now, not underneath really, and then just run it to the end, and then that edge there then can be sanded with some fine sandpaper to give it a clean edge.
Sorry about the noise, it's really busy in the boatyard today.
Sun's
Got
out.
lots of boats being moved. We've got a huge barge next to ours. Tractors everywhere. Do you want a new piece?
Yeah.
That was my bit I was using.
Not putting any pressure on at all with this, I'm just sort of letting it sort of slide on there.
And it's a 600. Lovely to work with, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice. Good for doing your toenails.
I think you need a 20 or something.
Angle grinder. trimming the excess off the end here, just following the line of the ply, but not pressing too hard, just lightly scoring it, just letting the blade do all the cutting really.
And you can see it's slightly pulling that off, so we'll just put the iron on that at the end again. Where's the sunshine gone?
Right.
We were going to glue them before screwing them, but decided against it after we'd done this dry fit because they were so sturdy. So we decided just to use the screws. And what screws did we use? Can you remember?
We used 4x50mm. I don't know what that is in Imperial, so, but yeah, 4x50.
Well, it was sturdy.
Yeah.
We're not putting any backs on the cabinets, so to help us square the cabinets up, we're going to make some little triangle pieces and attach them in the corners at the back.
Watch that wire.
Looking at all that smoke, I think it's time we invested in a new blade. Okay.
once we'd done our first cabinet, we then went on to do the big ones, the oven housing and the sink unit, and we needed to get them ones done because we needed to get them in place directly under the windows and get them all lined up, and then all the rest would follow. And the good thing about us, because we are making our cabinets from scratch, we didn't have to do the usual 300, 400, 600 so on cabinets. We could just make them to what we wanted to go in them and where they would fit. So it worked out really good in the end.
Yeah, we're walking on cloud nine. I've been a fool to live without your love. It's like I've been waiting around for you. Why did you take so long to come to me? Maybe you were waiting round for me too. So I feel you're some kind of wonderful, some kind of magical woman. My love's for real. I need to show you right now. Take a look at me now. I can't explain what I
Right, now that's all the kitchen bay, all the cabinets sort of roughly put into place where they're going to sit. We'll just have a quick run through of what we've done really. So it's a bit self-explanatory, but yeah. All these cupboards are going to be, they aren't going to be doors, they're going to be all on drawers. So everything's going to be on a drawer runner with a face on the front. So there's no sort of reaching into the cupboard, so all the drawers will just pull out as you want them, get all your stuff out and then just slide them back in. So there's no sort of leaning in the back of the cupboard trying to find stuff and all the rest of it. Certain ones of these you'll notice as we go down, some are fitted on sort of that way down, these, but these ones have been put on this sort of on this way round, because there is a like power points and stuff at the back of there. So if they were faced the other way round, obviously that's going to be a bit of a problem. So certain ones we've done that way, certain ones we've done the other way, as you'll notice as we run through it.
It's whatever ones we needed.
Whichever ones we needed to,
and how it's going to work. Yeah.
And how everything's going to work. On this side of the boat, there's still the main central heating pipes to come from the dinette and continue. These are going to come along, and we're going to raise these up and bend these up at a higher level, so they're not actually running through the kick space. They're going to come through the back of the cupboards. So they're just going to run all the way down this side of the boat, the port side of the boat, and then come round to where the calorifier is in the opposite corner, and then be fed obviously from the diesel heater or whatever, you know, that's going to go in that corner, but that's obviously way down the line. Also on this side, obviously we're going to have the gas hob on the top here and the oven. So there's got to be a gas feed run from the end gas locker, which is going to come down and through and round through the back of all these cupboards. So there's a lot of notching out to do for pipe work and stuff, and then once that's all done on this side, bits of trim and bits of finish, then we can bolt all these together and level these all out and secure them back to the side of the boat. So we've got all that side finished then, and then we've left the oven housing quite large. We've made it a standard 600 oven housing, so that if it ever in future we don't get on with this oven, or we decide to go for a different oven that's like a domestic household oven, it's a 600 wide oven. So we're going to have infills on the front of there, which this oven obviously is narrower, so that'll screw to that. Then if ever you decide in the future to change that to a wider, they will just come out and you fit your new oven up to those. And there's power point down there for if it's 240 for if it's got a fan, or you know what I mean, all those sort of things, or
yeah, ignitions
clocks
and stuff,
and timers and all the rest of it.
I mean, we've got a 12-volt ignition at the back there
Yeah.
for ours. Yeah, so there's a plug socket there.
Yeah. And then as you work your way down the boat, obviously we're coming along cupboards, and then the last bit will be this 12-volt fridge. Same again with the fridge, where you've got to have airspace at the sides, obviously for cooling it down and providing air for it and to make it run efficiently. So we've read. So that's what's going to happen there. And also this will be space will be, so if you decide to change it to a 2.4 fridge, you can do that because there is a power point behind there as well for that.
Yeah.
And then there will be a bulkhead finished just there. Then all the electrics and all the storage and all the cupboards, all what
Storage for long things.
long things.
Like the laundry line.
Yeah.
Laundry line? Right, washing
One
line.
of them spinning
rotary, and
rotary areas.
Yeah, an umbrella and
Yeah.
long things.
Waders.
Hoover. Yeah, waders. Yeah, can all go
Or go
on
in
the
that
bottom
corner.
bit, and then
We've got power in
all
there.
the electrics going
Yeah.
up the top.
Yeah, we've got power in there for charging and stuff like that. But there's still quite a lot to do in there. But that's going to be obviously a separate part, not part of the kitchen if you like. Although it is in the galley.
Yeah.
It's going to be not part of those units.
And then on this side.
This side,
we've put a cupboard in.
yeah, the bulkhead's going to come there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there'll be a bulkhead going down there. But we've actually put a cupboard in this side.
Yeah.
But still provided enough room for the clarifier and stuff in that corner. So
Plenty of room.
yeah,
And then coat cupboard and
coat cupboard,
everything at
wet
the top.
cupboard, and all the rest of it stuff, and all the pins, mooring pins and stuff have got to go somewhere. But that's going to be figured out. We'll figure that one out.
Yeah.
But so far, and going back to they're the ones we've put facing down, as I mentioned a bit ago.
That's how we started, putting facing down and then changed.
Still got
The kitchen, obviously, the sink one was obviously done different.
Yeah, still got obviously notch out for the pipe work there. But now we've got all the units sort of roughly sat in place, we can mark those out and cut those out, and then start getting the cupboards back to the wall. A bit of finishing off in there. This obviously is going to be where the sink outlet goes, but until we've sort of roughed up a bit of a worktop on there for the height, so we can figure out the height, we need to go for the skin fitting for that.
Yeah.
Plumbing for the sink, plumbing for the washing machine, and we've put that in this cupboard because
We can get to it.
you can get to it easy, and just it's easier to get to than having to drag that out and get to anything.
So the other thing you've noticed, we've not put no backs in the carcasses because we're using the wall as the back, so everything can be seen.
Yes.
And everything can be got at dead easy.
Yeah. So all these are the same. They're all going to be slide drawers that slide out, aren't
Everything,
they?
yeah.
All
Apart
done
from
with.
that last one, that's going in the cupboard, that's probably going to stay that length
Yes.
for things like long trays and the barbecue grill and
Yeah.
all things like that.
Yeah. Is that going to be a door?
Yeah, all them will be door. That'll all be
In
door.
that side.
Yeah. Everything else is the front door, like the facade of the door, is all going to be attached to the drawers.
Skin fitting wise, we're going to have a skin fitting in this end here, which will be for the bilge pump and stuff going through there.
And that'll be under the steps when we make the steps.
Yes.
The bilge pump.
Bilge pump's going to
Well,
be
under the floor,
under the
but you'll be able to get to that through
the
the
very
steps.
near the bulkhead at the back of the boat, and then skin fitting for the sink. And we're sort of umming and ahhing whether to go for just teeing the washing machine into the sink outlet.
But you don't want to do
I
that.
don't want to do that just in case this decides to pump water that way and it decides to come back up and into the sink. It's not.
Yeah.
So we're going to just go for another skin fitting for the separate one for the washer, separate one for the sink. So that just rules out
More
any of
holes.
them. Yeah, more holes in the boat. But yeah, so a bit of levelling up and a bit of straightening, a bit of cutting out for stuff and services behind, but really pleased with that, are you?
Yeah. We're probably going to have to take some out of here as well for the hob, because the hob, we've gone for a free burner hob, and it's long.
Yeah, I think it depending on what sort of thickness worktop we get. We're hoping that the sort of bolt holes that go through the hob, and I'm hoping it might not work, but I'm hoping that we will be able to get to those from there and there.
Yeah.
And then that hob will fit on there, and the gas for the hot plate hob comes about here, so I can just run the gas straight out, solid bit of copper to a isolation valve. But you'll see that obviously when we do that and cover that in another vlog. But yeah.
Well, brilliant. That's a big thing done. I'm glad they're done. So we can get on with doing the drawers now.
Solid, aren't they?
They are solid. They're very heavy.
Might have to take some ballast out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're pleased we've gone for that, aren't we? Yeah. A lot of hard work, but yeah, it's worked out nice.
So hopefully next week you'll see us putting all the slidey things in.
Yeah.
Either that or all the pipes.
Yeah. That's Have a rest now.
Yeah. See you next week.
See you next week.